So the lens of diversity or difference that's been most difficult for me is I moved to Colorado in the mountains from 1,000 miles east, and lots of other people in the community moved here they moved 1,000 miles north. And it really makes me feel uncomfortable and bothers me that when I moved 1,000 miles west, I have more opportunities and more rights and less barriers to do what I want than those same folks that moved here when they came here from 1,000 miles south of here. So that is the lens of diversity that really challenges me, and every day I need to think about how to bring equity to that situation because it just isn't fair.
Probably I will say being a minority in a lot of ways, being a woman, first of all. Secondly, being Hispanic and having a strong accent definitely has given me quite a few challenges, but I feel proud about it. Even though, like I said, I have had some bad experiences about having an accent and people making remarks and everything without even realizing that if I have an accent it's because English is not my first language. So that means that I speak more than one language. Instead of making assumptions, you're like, oh, she doesn't understand. She doesn't get it. Oh, maybe she's a little bit dumb. She's not that smart. It's like, well, we need to stop and think, try to be in somebody else's shoes to try to relate and see. I like to tell my students all the time, I'm an adult and I have an accent and I'm proud of it. So you need to be proud.
Yeah, I would say everything else, it's fantastic if you focus on your family, your job, and the fun things. Everything is good, but really finding someone who you can share your like exciting things and sadness and like a real friend, like someone who really is here forever. And those people are always leaving and going because living in this valley, it's so hard. People don't have housing, right? And all these political things are. I really like this community for like meeting people from all over the world. That's kind of nice and it's really interesting, and we never had that when I was growing up in Czech Republic. We had just Czech people and Russians, and that was about it. So this is nice to have so many different cultures in here, and are really enjoying it. But just the friendships, I would say.
One of the things that had made a difference when I came to this community is race. I come from a very diverse background. Growing up in Santa Barbara in California, everybody was a team player. Everybody helped. We helped with everyone who was willing to play with us. When I came to this community, I see a little segregation. There's groups. There's a little bit more difficulties in making real true friendships.
I feel for me, it's been like, it's several things. It's a bit of the culture itself here, but it's also one of the best things here. There's a lot of different cultures, backgrounds, and there's a lot of different organizations and ways to receive support. I just needed to get more familiar with how to get those and how to understand the culture of this community compared to where I came from, which there was diversity, but it wasn't as much diversity. So I want to always understand and cater to everybody from all these different organizations and cultures. And for me, it's trying to figure out how to reach everybody in a way that's more effective. I feel like I kind of struggle with that. Yeah.
I always say that I feel that I'm the minority of the minority because I'm not Mexican. I'm from Chile, and my language, my words are different. I don't say aguacate, I say palta. And that's for me, like losing that word, it's important. I would teach my kids to say palta, and like those little things. So yeah, that would be like the main one. And that one, like when people sometimes, but also I learned to accept. And when some people will come to me and be like, oh, so you speak like whatever. And I'm like, yes, I'm from Chile, I speak Spanish, but my language, it's different. Like my accent, everything. It's people who have traveled, I learned too that they get that. So they can kind of catch where you are actually from. And they are like more respectful. But yeah, sometimes being told that, oh, you speak Portuguese, and I'm like, no. That's only spoken in Portugal and Brazil. So it's just like those things. But yeah, at the beginning it would be like, but now it's like, that's what it is. Or another one, I have to say that I've never felt like, ¿cómo se dice? Racism. Because something in me prepared me, I don't know how, but even in 2 experiences that I had, I would just felt sorry for them. And because as this is like a generational thing, I would be like, your family raised you like that, and then you're gonna raise your kids like that. But then it's gonna be a point when someone in your generation is gonna start thinking differently, and there is gonna be a change. So it's like that doesn't let me lose hope that at the end, especially in this country, we are all immigrants. Like we all migrated from somewhere else. Like, so yeah, that's what just always like brings me serenity and just say, well, that's your thought, not mine. So yeah.
So what was the lens of difference that is the biggest challenge for me? I would say valuing my own self-worth. I grew up really seeing each and every for who they are in their true essence, and I always struggled with feeling that in myself. So I think I would like to share with everyone that you have value, you have worth, and your truth should be heard.